Yeah.
Welcome to Soul, Light, and Body. Today is such a beautiful day because we're here once again. We are given the opportunity that we can make changes in our lives. Beautiful day because we're here once again. We have the opportunity that we can make changes in our lives.
Having a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, we're getting an echo in.
And a reverb. There's a back play. It's okay. That's what live is all about.
Sure, we're gonna still do it.
Yep.
Yes,
Reverb.
and we're here. That's
okay. It's all about.
We can start something new.
Yep.
We can start a path to newness. We can start a path to greatness.
All right.
We have that choice, and we can do it.
So,
I think
somebody's open. I'm sorry, break in here. Somebody's got another device open, or has this platform open twice. I don't know who it is. Somebody's open. I can go through and pop people off and try to figure out, but somebody might have two open. Like
let me try. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Maybe everybody try to mute real quick.
Yeah, just try muting yourself. Whoever that was, it just went away. I think. Let's see.
That helps. It sounds good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we're hearing you perfectly. Yes.
We're good. I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of.
All right. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you all. It is, what do you call it? Mercury retrograde or something?
Yes.
Yes. It's
Okay,
Mercury
I'm out of here.
retrograde. And you know what? We're going to continue to keep this energy high, keep this frequency just flowing, because we all present here got the good energy that we need to really bring the message across today.
Nice.
And today we have such a beautiful topic. The next generation of women. What are we doing for these young girls? What kind of foundation are we setting for these young girls? You know, and we need to collaborate so we can help these young girls to have their voice. Give them a platform where they could speak. Help them to understand themselves. Help them to understand they need to go within. Are we showing them love and compassion? Are they looking for themselves in someone else? Are they looking for the love and compassion from someone else, not knowing that they are loved? So we really need to set that foundation and help these young girls to understand, these young women to understand that they are powerful, they are goddesses, and help them to understand they are leaders, they have a voice, they can stand up, and we need to listen to what they have to say. Because many times we don't give them that platform where we can listen to what they have to say. So we really need to step back, allow them to share their voice with us, and so we could understand what challenges they are facing, what situations that they are facing at the present moment, and we could able to give them the tools to empower them so they could move forward with their lives. That is what we really need to do. So this morning we come together as a panel, and we're going to have such a beautiful discussion. If you are a mother, if you are an aunt, a grandmother, an uncle, a nephew, whatever role you're playing in a young girl's life, we really need you to tune in this morning, because we're going to give you some tools that could help you to really understand a young woman. So grab a pen, grab a notepad, your cup of coffee, your tea, your green juice, your whatever. Just sit back, just relax with this 1 hour that we're going to present some real good stuff to you today. And we hope that if one person could walk away today being fulfilled, our mission is completed. Because we just want to touch that one person. And whoever's going to listen to the replay, we hope that this message could really help you to understand what young women are facing out there and how you can be a catalyst so the ripple effect can happen for all of the young women around the world who may be facing any difficulty. We are here to help. That's our duty. We are here to help. Yeah. I'm Karen Pascal, holistic health coach, and a co-author of 2 ebooks, and my sister Joan Williams. My sister apologized, she can't be here this morning because she's at work, but you know what? She's giving us all our good, her good energy so that things could flow smoothly. And we got such a beautiful panel here this morning. And as I said before, we are here to bring the empowerment. Yeah. We are here to help to empower these young women. We are here to help to set that foundation for them to stand on with dignity and to share their voices with us. I'll now introduce you to the panel. We have Christine, we have Leni, we have DJ, we have Laura, and we have Barack from Femigod. So I'll now hand the mic over to Miss Christine, and she will be able to share with us and tell us more about herself. Christine?
Thank you, Karen. I appreciate being on this panel with all these beautiful people. I think this message is so important to share with the community at large. I'm a mother of a 26-year-old daughter who struggles all the time to be able to figure out her way in the world, where she fits into society, how she is going. She's a very well-educated individual, and she still struggles. And what I do is I choose to help her by showing her path and place that she can give herself the grace of being okay with being herself. Mm-hmm. Having that, knowing you have a solid foundation to go forward with, is absolutely the most important thing today for our young women, because they are our future. They're our future mothers. They're our future leaders. They are the women. Literally, they are the womb of society. And if we don't choose to teach them how to move forward, we as a society are just basically leaving everything on the table. So that's what I'm hoping today, to be able to share some ideas that I've helped her with, and maybe somebody will have some information that they want to seek through me too. So, Karen, back to you.
Wow. You know, I like when you said the womb of society, and that is absolutely true, Christine. Absolutely true. Thank you for sharing that. I'll now hand you over the mic to Laura.
Hi, everyone. An honor. Barack, thank you for Femigod, which is why we are all here today. And that's a whole discussion in and of itself, but I'm going to leave that to you. But thank you for extending this opportunity. We are, as a woman, a daughter, a sister, and the mother of 2 girls, I've noticed the outside energetic influence has been more on the negative than the positive, and how we help our daughters from very early on. I'm talking 1, 2, 3 years, even in the womb, how we talk to them, the tonality, how we carry them and bring them out into the world. Or for someone like me, who I have my step babies, I born them from my heart. And the effort and the awareness that I placed into raising these two women for that purpose, knowing that they are the hub of society. They are where so many people look to for comfort, compassion, reasoning. And when our girls are unsteady in that confidence, in that knowing, this is, I believe, why energetically the world is the way it is. So, as you all know, I'm the author of The Science of Empowerment. I am all about empowering everyone, but especially the female energy in this world. Without it, we're a lost civilization, and we really need to begin to shift the mindset and the energetic framework of our daughters, own their power, own their integrity, and really understand what it is to value their autonomy and go out into this world full force on, because they really are warriors and they really do kind of run the ship. And so I'm super excited. I think everyone has such a beautiful and unique way of adding an education, an enlightenment, and inspiration into this discussion today. And we're starting it with the actual entity that brings life into the world. That is the female energy. So here's to empowering our youth.
Wow, beautifully said, Laurie, and listening to what you're saying, that we are that feminine energy that brings the light into the world. And we need to continue to nurture that light.
Yeah.
We need to continue to give women the tools that they need to nourish themselves. It is absolutely important.
Yeah.
I'll now hand the mic over to Deirdre.
Thank you so much, Karen. Hi, everybody. This is an amazing initiative. I'm absolutely honoured and delighted to be here today on this panel and discussing, yes, women empowerment and the female energy. It's so like what you've both just said in terms of the womb energy. We are absolutely rooted. This is the way forward to empower our daughters, our sisters, our family members forward. With everything going on in the world at the moment, it's so difficult to even know yourself, and that's where I see these type of panels as working, in that people pick up something. Maybe it's an acorn today, it's a seed that's being sown today from what people are going to talk about, and it might instill in somebody a knowing or a willingness to go further in their journey, getting to know themselves. I have a 16-year-old daughter, and like I'm sure we all know that the pressures in the world today for young females growing up, getting to know themselves. And it's so important that they actually are able to go within at some stage and actually feel what's going on inside themselves and to get to know themselves, and not just to be told who they are by people, but actually to see, does this resonate with me or not? Is this actually me? Is this my soul talking? Does this feel right? And I think this level of empowerment, when you know yourself, you're empowered. And yes, I'm delighted to be here today. Can't wait. It's very exciting. And thank you, Barack, for opening this forum as well.
Thank you so much, Deirdre. Your message that you just said is so profound, because a lot of times you find that our young women, they are listening to other voices and not being authentic. And
yeah,
that is a big problem in society right now. They are now walking their truth. They are walking for someone else. And that is where we come in to help them to know that they are authentic, they are unique enough. They have the power to empower themselves to walk on their own path.
Absolutely.
And stand out from the crowd. Whatever crowd they're in, they should be able to stand out in that crowd. Yeah. It's so important. I'll now hand the mic over to Leni.
Hello, it's amazing, you know, to have these conversations now more than ever, you know, because like I'm a 46-year-old woman who's been through every layer and level and pain of being a woman. I can say that hand on heart. I've gone through, as far as I can see, the deepest level of pain, and I'm here to help now. So I'm ready, and I'm grateful for the pain that I've been through because of the area I work in. So now I can be of assistance in a really anchored way. I don't want my daughter to go through not even a millionth of what I've been through. Yet, if she has to, God bless her. This is a very difficult minefield. Teenagers are literally, I mean, young women, we had our own, I guess, you know, battlefields. But the battlefield in this digital age is, there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
Right? There is literally surveillance in every area of our lives, right? So this has made, you know, this has made life excruciatingly painful for people who want to walk the path of truth, because media lies, they can twist and turn and distort things. You can be in the wrong place at the wrong time and be labeled, defined, and your life as a teenage girl or as a young woman has suddenly been defined by a camera that can distort something, twist it, and make it. So I'm saying what I've been through, at least I didn't have to have it on the front page of Instagram or have it on YouTube or have it on blah, 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 you know. But teenage girls today, they take one step wrong and that can mark them for the rest of their lives. This is a whole nother playground with dark.
Yeah.
So this is really vital that we talk now to protect our girls, protect women, protect ourselves, because that camera out there, that's one of our biggest weapons, yo. That is one of the biggest weapons. And what we say, once we've said it, we cannot unsay it. Once it's written, we cannot undo it in the digital print. But in our hearts, that's where our work comes in now, is we have to find a way to help these girls know that whatever has been done or said, if it's not erased in the digital field, we can erase it from the heart field, actually. That's where we come in, right? That's where forgiveness comes in. That's where inner standing comes in. That's where conversations like this come in. Because if I had to carry around the burden of all the things I've done and said in this lifetime from a digital perspective, I wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. But thankfully, here I am at this stage of my life. I see what my daughters are going through. My daughter, I say daughters because I see her friends as part of the clan. You know, I don't ever, when I see a child that I work with or an adult, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter their age. It doesn't matter they're all, if they're under the wings when I'm talking to them, they're all my children. They're all my daughters. They're all my love, my care. So the whole thing is, allow that little voice, you know, that intuition, and then bring some kind of courage that you can walk your path and know that no matter what it is that I miscreate, I can recreate it and create it again through the love that I have, through the love that I am. There's no greater medicine than the love. And that's the message. If that even goes out today and helps one little soul out there that goes, there's no greater medicine than love to undo all of this, you know, the machinations, the machinations and the pains that are happening. I just thank you for allowing us to help women today. I'm so blessing to you guys, Barak and Karen and all my colleagues here. It's powerful. Yeah.
Wow.
Thanks, Leni.
Yeah, thanks, Leni. You know, listening to you, I could feel the emotions of other women out there. The things that you just said, I could feel a woman out there or a young girl out there is crying out for help. They're crying out for help. Are we able to reach them? How can we reach them? They're crying. How can we reach them? You know, first, let's look at the school system. Let's step into the school system. What environment is there set for these girls? Let's move to home. What environment is at home for a young girl? Are we as parents sitting to listen to their voice, what they have to say? Are we giving them the space that they could speak? To speak exactly the way how they are feeling? Or are we telling them to shut up? What are we doing to make that change? So my question now, what are some of the ways we can nurture the next generation of women? Anybody in the panel could take this up.
Well, just if it's okay to start, Leni, you mentioned intuition, and for me, I always say your gut instinct will never let you down. And tuning into your gut instinct, it's so primal, it's so basic. It's what we come into the world with, a gut instinct. If you can help people and help young people, if we can help them to tune into their gut instinct and their inner knowing, then that will always be with them, and they'll know if something feels off, it's off. If something feels icky, it's icky for a reason. And teaching people or showing them or empowering people to actually trust themselves, get to know themselves and know how things feel if they sit or not, that's a very good basis for day-to-day living. The school system, having an education background, having worked in education for many years, I would say it serves a purpose in terms of literacy, learning subjects. From a parenting point of view, I think to hand all your responsibility over to a system is possibly, you need to do more at home as well. So, I mean, things like for children with anxiety or have issues with stress and so forth, it comes from the parents as well. You know, they pick up skills from parents. They're not necessarily going to get those in a school system. Some schools are better than others at that. But really, I think that we need to be much more, have our eyes open, our ears open, and be completely aware and conscious, and actually encourage our children to speak to us as well, and to and give them the language to speak as well.
I'm just thinking, oh, go ahead. Yeah, I was, this, again, I'm going to say something, you know, Femigod, this is what I love about what Barak has and continues to create. There are so many young women that do not have that ability because, and this could be a whole nother discussion, the parents, the authority in the home may not be set up in the most healthiest way. So even if things are happening, there's such an unspoken, again, I'm going to use this word, this energetic framework that women, young women, little girls are already picking up on. How is the mother and father interacting? How are the grandparents interacting? Where is the respect and the love shown? And if we are looking at young women that don't have that example, now where do they go? Which I think is why it is so important for all of us in leadership positions to continue to expand and elevate the availability so these girls know, I hear what is being said. I know my gut is telling me something. I have nowhere to go. And that is why we need to get Femigod and all of what we do out there. So the same way that there's all these influencers seeding their mind with less than lovely information, they now know there is an app, or there is a website, or there is a coach or a counselor. There is guiding forces out there that I can go to. It's okay if my mom doesn't know what to do. I'm not going to go there yet. Right now, I know I need help. I need guidance. Where can I go and have some direction? Because I do know, and Leni and all of us, I'm sure, we work with clientele where when you start to talk to your youth, you realize that it is already in place because of what's above them or around them. It's a whole, right, a solid tree with 1,000 branches on it. How do we let our young women know, if you do not have things in order in your home, it's okay. Come search us out. We will help you figure this out. And then I found many of my young clientele end up being the most phenomenal masters to their own parents. So I think, and same thing, like you said, the school system, that's another whole discussion there. And we can't even go there. It really is about, how do we teach these young girls, regardless of your present condition and your environment, how do we empower them to learn what it is to trust that instinct when so many of them don't even know what it is?
Yeah.
True. You're absolutely right what you just said there. We 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 just need to empower these young women.
Power.
We got to empower them. We really need to empower them. Christine?
What I was going to say is there's an old saying that you can tell the type of person by the parenting that they receive from birth to 7 years old. 7, they're handed off to the system. And I'm just going to say, we all understand the system is broken. So going and giving them tools and framework, once they get to the point where they're cognizant, they're able to make decisions, they know that they're feeling this does not feel right, is empowerment on the most basic, beautiful level. Because they're, like you said, getting influenced by influencers whose messaging is you are less than, you're not good enough unless you have a specific body type, or you have a specific wealth level. Your wealth is what is inside of you, your creativity. Those girls need to understand that they were born, they have come into this world to share something of their own. And that's what I think we, as this panel, are all trying to express. How can you help somebody and be the person who allows them to grow the sun that is out there, that allows them to take the seeds within their bodies, their selves, their minds, and grow into the beautiful, beautiful tree, as you said metaphorically, that they are? They need that. We can create that. We can create the framework knowing that that's available. We can be the light bearers in a very, very dark world.
Absolutely. Barack?
It's incredible to be on this panel with so many incredible women. And I think one of the things we've talked about is societal programming. And who do you target? You target the women, because, as other women have said here, the womb is the first teacher. That's where you get your instruction from. And what is the easiest way to target somebody is when they're young, when they're impressionable, and they're in their youth. So I think reaching out to younger women and helping them to understand that there is another way. Everybody asks, why Femigod? What is the purpose? I think for me, I've had so many great mentors in my life, and that's one of the main things that helped me excel my life, is to get with an older person that maybe had a similar worldview to mine and would listen and give me the fuel I need to express myself and create my dreams. And that gives you a different kind of power when you're younger. When you have somebody that's older that believes in you, that is maybe where you want to be, that's telling you, you can do it too. I've been through the same path and I see what I have in you. that means something to the younger generation. And I met so many incredible women, just like all the women on these panels. And that's what I wanted to create because I saw that was lacking for women. There was no mentorship structure. Like you said, you have the influencers, you have the school system, you have all these, say subpar influences. And it's easy to think that I don't have any options when you're younger. I have to be an Instagram influencer. I have to be this or that. And it's like, if you can see, I can be an author, I can be a healer, I can be a coach. I have all these other options and all these incredible women that can help lead me down the path. That was the main purpose of Femigod, because we're missing with the digital age, it's shrunk the gap on the worldwide connection, but it's also diminished the power of connection. So we're missing the real connectivity. You have thousands and thousands of followers, but maybe one or two friends. So we wanted to create something that could really build the connection back again, that could really build this, mentorship, because when you get it, and you have something to offer, there's nothing better than giving it back to the next generation. So we wanted to facilitate a community that would do this naturally, that people could reach out for help when they needed it. The coaches could offer their skills and talents, and because every woman has that divine light inside of them. And it's up to all of us to nurture it and to groom it. I have sisters, aunts, mother. My mother is very kind to me and was always very open and giving, letting her friends step up and take a maternal role. They're very protective over me, and they all taught me different facets of life. And without that, it's like some people just don't have that, and without that, it's like, it's so easy to get lost in this world because you're getting bombarded 24/7, with other people's images, ideas, ideologies. And it's like, how do you turn into you? And my whole goal was to create an environment where we can teach people how to listen to themselves and how to tap into that divine light inside of them. So again, thank you, Karen, for having us all on. And I think this is an incredible panel.
I love what Barack just said. How do you turn into
you? Yeah.
But how do you tune into you,
Yes.
right? This beautiful way of looking at, the language, right, of mathematics, the language of poetry, the language of authenticity, the language of self-expression. I love that. How do we help our young women understand, again, that regardless of that outside condition, influence, lack of, abandonment, all of what we know, and Leni said it so beautifully, as women that have been on this earth for a few decades, we've been through a lot. How do we remind these beautiful young souls that there's a tuning in? You have that ability, like right on the radio station, you can remove that static. You can turn so crisp and clear into yourself that you can begin to hear that melody, that inner song, that inner movement, which for me is an empowering awareness. And then you can go out into that world. I do this with my girls very quickly. And Karen, you had said this in the beginning. My girls know, if you see the masses going in the right lane, where do you go? And they'll both say it in unison. We go to the left. If you see them in the left lane, where do you go? We go to the right. Become an outlier, not out of egoic energy.
Right.
And look at you, become an outlier as a leader, as an example. You own that shine. You own that knowing that you are of divine light. You are a femigod. You came in through this beautiful seeding. Back to what Dee said, the womb, all of this. We're all here to understand that our young women, it would benefit them to have the reflection back onto themselves that they are the power that comes from the universe. And they are. And anytime any outside information is tweaking with that, they've got to get that skill set, that recalibration of, oh, no, you don't. I recognize that. That is not mine. And even if they're nervous or they lack the confidence or they're scared, you have to let them know that you feel it, you own it, regardless of what that fear is starting to, tell you. You own it, you've got it. And I think that's just what we need to do. We need to keep reminding them there are always going to be outside circumstances that are going to try to mess with you. You stand firm, you root yourself in your knowing you are a divine child of the gosh darn universe. Don't let anybody mess with that. Thank you.
Amen.
It's like
Amen.
I mean, I'm been so inspired listening to all of us, and bouncing. And I'm sitting here like everything that like Karen is saying and Barak is saying, I'm writing down. I've got like all these little notes. So one thing that I just really think is interesting. I was just I'm a singer, and I go out sometimes and I sing my songs, I perform, and that can be as I can imagine. You can get some really horrible reviews. And people say the stinkiest, nastiest trolls behind screens things. And I was just talking to a friend of mine last night who had written a paper, and it just triggered me because he was saying that he put this paper out and he got got really nasty people saying that's the worst thing I've ever seen. That's the worst, and it really reminded me of after I opened for this huge act and someone wrote this really cruel remark. And I thought, oh, this is timely that I'm about to do this show tomorrow with all of these people to talk about, the effects of things and the effects of words on our psyche. And I think it's important that if I may share something that helped me clear my field of other people's stuff, because the thing is, girls listening out there now, if anyone is saying anything about you, as one who's walked through a storm of slings and arrows, you never take it personally. Someone attacking you, actually attacking their own selves. And what have you done? You came up with beautiful, bright light, and you angered them because you have the nerve to go out into the world and say the truth, or sing a song, or write a poem, or whatever it is your soul needs to express. Maybe that's you've got to dress it a certain way. Maybe you've got to do your hair in a certain way. That's you doing you. That's you tuning in to your field, your vibration, and expressing. So if someone out there says something to disrespect you, it's nothing to do with you. Number one, do not take it personally. Number two, your nervous system is what gets taken. It takes the knock, right? It's not you. It's just it's a system inside of you that has suddenly been, all of us know that feeling when someone says something really nasty and it goes right into our Achilles heel, our jugular, but it's actually our nervous system that takes that whack. So one way that I have found has helped me is to pop my hands over my heart, take a deep breath in, and breathe out and let it flow like water flows. Let it flow out of you. Give yourself, I'm giving myself full permission now.
Permission.
You can even introduce yourself. You can say, hi, like I'm Leni Morrison. I say, I am Leni Morrison. Okay, nervous system, listen to me. That's nothing to do with you. I'm giving you full permission to release the field from your vibration, because it ain't you, it's the field. You're not the field. That is something that's out there. It is not in you. So therefore, it doesn't belong in you. It's not a match vibrationally for you. You are beautiful. You are perfect. You're whole, created, complete, just as you are. So allow that charge, that trigger, that word, whatever it is, that stink, to literally, with love, be transmuted, transformed, and released with love. Because there's no greater way, there's no greater force as a God-conscious being within a field of love that you don't have to attach to a lower field of pain. So it's nothing to do with you. Give yourself that beautiful embrace. Breathe in, hold that heart. I am, followed by your full name, and I'm ready to release their words on my system. Boom, leave the building. Gone. And then you walk, and then you move. Do not, it takes, guess what, folks? I learned this recently. This is phenomenal. It takes 6 seconds for a program to be built into your system. Yeah, so if you can count to 6 and clear it from your field, it doesn't have to become a program that you attach to. Remember, you've got 6 seconds to sort yourself out. The moment that imprint comes in, the moment that vibration gets triggered, the moment your nervous system shatters, you go right into higher self. I am, and I'm ready to release it now. But if you let it linger, if you let it stay, if it sticks, it becomes another program. And then you start to more of those programs. So we've got to work at a very powerful, at the very youngest stage that we can, you know, because the sooner we can empower these women. I mean, we're talking about teenage women, but actually we could go right down to kindergarten. Actually, we could go right down to, you know, because inside of me, I had a very profound healing the other day with an amazing shaman. And I was actually blown away that I was holding a program from 18 months in my body, right? I had one brother who died and one brother who was dying. I believed I was to blame for what was happening as an 18-month-old baby girl, because we feel everything. I have carried that feeling. If I had known how to work with that feeling, voice it, if I'd have known to be able to say to my mom, is it my fault that my brothers are dying? Is it my fault that my family is going through this charge? And of course, my mother, of course, would have been able to immediately go, no, but we don't have the language to ask when we're little. We can't figure it out. When we become these grown women who are still these little 18-month-old, 3-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, we've got it all in us, right? But what we want to do now is each time those vibrational imprints come in, we give the girls, those young, beautiful women out there, they don't have to own other people's stuff in their bodies, in their systems. So that's a really big thing I'd like to share with anybody listening out there. If you've been told something, if you've been criticized, it's not about you, sweetheart. It is nothing to do with you. It is that person projecting their shadow onto your beautiful light. And you are not to own that. You walk away, you clear it from your field, you give it permission to go with love, and then you start again. And that's what we do.
It's almost like I got this vision as Leni's talking of these amazing goddesses standing on a hilltop with shields, not to protect, like, you know, meaning themselves, but yes, your shield of energy, so that when it comes at you, it actually bounces off the shield and goes back out with love. So all of the, right, all that dissension and distortion coming at the young, you just know that you've got this protected nervous system, this environment of energy that's, again, right, it's made of the same elements from the universe. You've got that barrier. Don't let the mind trick you into thinking anything differently. You've got what it takes to bounce that right off of you, own that power. And Leni, you said so many beautiful things, but when girls start to own that and know it, that they have that ability, wow, I'm carrying thoughts. Those thoughts become feelings. The feelings become habits and behaviors, right? And then we become these algorithms of outside influence. This is a beautiful way to recalibrate that outside noise, turn it into love, compassion first for self, bounce it back off to that other person. And we all know, because we've had time on this earth, when you know how to recalibrate that ickiness coming at you, you know what it does to the other person. They either shift, they change, or they get out of your way.
Yeah.
I think girls need to know that it's okay to say no to the outside forces and own the force of beauty and empowerment. And the people that are meant to align with that will all start to circulate in your life. And those that fall to the wayside, they are not in your zone of empowerment anyways.
It's true.
Absolutely. Well,
Might I suggest? I was going to suggest one other thing, if you don't mind. Do mirror work. I would love to give everybody an opportunity. Stand in the mirror and practice exactly what you just said, Leni. Just be like, nope, this isn't mine. I am a beautiful individual, but do it every single morning when you get up, when you're putting on your makeup, or girls are, brushing their teeth and brushing their hair. Get in front of that mirror and say, I'm a perfect goddess. I am a lovable individual. I am a child of God. And what you say does not affect me. And do it every single day. Every performer, any musician, any actor will tell you they don't walk on the stage to do their performance. They practice, they go through all the rehearsal. Every morning you get a chance every single day to rehearse that you are a child of God. You are a perfect, perfect child of God. And nothing that person says is going to affect me. I'm rubber, you're glue. What bounces off of me sticks to you. I mean, do something as silly, but let it be your mantra. Be your absolute mantra. And do it every morning when you brush your teeth. Talk to yourself. Do it in the mirror every morning. That's going to be your new repertoire. Every girl can do that. Be your own American Idol. Be your own whatever you need to be. And do it every day.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I like what you said about talk. What's beautiful about what you said, how do I say your name? Paco? No, that can't be right.
Christine.
I have many versions of myself. I'm a shaman. So when you said you had a shamanic healing, I was like, yes.
Absolutely. But it's like when you can voice what's been stuck inside you. A lot of the clients I see, they have goiter, they have thyroid issues, they have throat problems, literally because they've been holding on to all these little things, these words they needed to say, these words they needed to scream. And what's a beautiful thing I've noticed as well is when you can voice it, even if it's just to a tree or something, your cat, my God, my cat has heard all my secrets, but let it out and listen to yourself saying it. Because when you can voice that, it doesn't have to control you anymore. But it's being able to hear the voice and go, wow, and that tunes you into that little voice so it can get louder. And just on what Laura was saying earlier, the moment we've been able to stand up to, like I've been bullied all my life up until I decided I didn't want to be bullied anymore. Believe it or not, I was actually, and I'm sure you're looking at me going, how could that woman have been? I was absolutely bullied in all the workplaces I was, all in school, the whole rollout was difficult until I said no. And I never forget, I stood up to a female boss who used to literally put me in the corner. And I mean, I've had male bosses, but this was different. She would put me in the corner and she would stand over me and bellow at me. And what's wonderful is my mother's an NLP practitioner. And I was telling her what was happening. And she said, Leni, next time she puts you in a corner and shouts at you, you're to get out of the space that she just shouted at, which meant, because she was like this, I was like caught in her trap. I would have to crawl under her arm, go outside of this woman, and then you look at the space that she just attacked. So I'd turn around and I'd look at this corner that she wanted me to be trapped in. And because I did that, that's a non-verbal, powerful exchange. This is another way to get your power back. You stand in the space you stand out of the space that perpetrator just attacked, and you look at them, and guess what happens? Where does the energy go then? Has to go right back into them. They have to feel, and all you have to do is look at them through your God consciousness, through your love, and you say, why did you say that? Oh, they do not know what to do. Why did you say that to me? You say that to a bully, they really cannot. And now the thing about that was, once I said that, I didn't have to deal with that ever again in my life. But you have to do it. You have to do it. And then you're free of that program.
May I just, I'm so sorry because something, well, I'm not sorry because we're here to talk, but when you just said that, it just made me think about this. Take in that experience, take in that energy as a reflection of you knowing that you have what it takes to move through that challenge, right? So rather than take it as a direct attack, take it as this is a lesson. This is something my higher self is teaching me. This is something that I personally am going to overcome. And the minute I overcome it, then I raise that vibration. Now I get to keep building up on that. I think, as you were saying before, so many of us, that when we take it personally, it starts to make us feel guilty and alone, isolated, accountable for it. Whereas if you take the experience and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Even if it's feeling uncomfortable or hurting, it usually is, right? It's to move it, shift it, get away from it, but not like run from it and then create it somewhere else. Own it in that spot like you did, move the energy around, and then let it go. So take these to all the young girls that are listening. When something is coming at you, stand strong, stand firm, root your feet into the earth, and ask yourself, if I'm thinking with positive intelligence, higher connectivity, if I was already empowered, how would I handle this moment? And then go into that moment with that confidence. That shift will be so respected by the universe. You will feel it. And then that will give you the strength to continue to move through other challenges. I do this with my girls all the time. That exact reason, the bullying, all of it. The minute they really understood, wait a minute, I own the power seat of choice. No, you don't anymore. There was something that activated in them and everything started to dissolve. And then those experiences became less and less.
Yeah. And also a lot of the time, those experiences happen as life lessons. And once you learn it, it doesn't repeat itself. And the other thing I would add to that is, maybe make peace as well with the fact that you may not get an apology if somebody has been bullying you or rude or mean to you, and learn to accept the apology that you didn't receive. So, and then you've moved on. You're completely empowered in that because you're not hanging on to any remnants of the situation, or they never apologized to me or whatever. Once you are at peace with that yourself and you've let that go and you've moved through it, then it's standing in complete empowerment. You're in your own element, and nothing else can get to you at that stage. And the other thing I would say as well, I often say to my daughter, like, be the observer as opposed to absorbing everything in a group. So when you're with a group of friends or frenemies, or I don't know, whatever you want to call, the groups that people are with, just notice how you feel after when you're in their company, and know your values. What's important to me in my life? What are my core values? Do I count honesty, or what are the most important things to me? And when you know what's really important to you in a friendship, and if whatever's happening goes against those values, then you know that there's a discord there, there's something off. So it's all very empowering once you know those. You have your values, you get a better sense of yourself when you have your core values. And also, I would often just say to have a nice one-liner. A little, like, language is everything. The way we speak to ourselves, the way people speak to us. Have a one-liner for situations when you're feeling uncomfortable. And then that's all you need to say is just one short phrase. You don't need to get into a big explanation as to why you don't want to do X, Y, or Z. A nice, neat, neutral one-liner is all you need. And so this is the kind of thing that I think is really like gold dust. I keep using that word, gold dust. It's gold for younger people. And if you can learn that when you're young, my God, adulthood is so much easier. I mean, it is really, when you think about it. So I think it's a fantastic way to know that there's so many different tools out there. Some people might find some tools more easy than others, or more resonating, but there's so much that you can do for yourself to empower yourself.
Absolutely.
Wow.
No, I definitely agree. I think, for me, one of the most powerful lessons I learned is that you are the guardian at the gate of your mind. And you have to defend that ruthlessly almost. There's so many things coming in, so many people trying to bombard you with their own thoughts and programs. I mean, for me, I verbally say, like, I reject this thought completely and thoroughly. Whenever I have a thought or whenever somebody sends a thought at me that, I don't want to accept, you have to realize that you have the right to object. Whenever you're speaking with somebody, whenever somebody's trying to convey something to you, a lot of times they're trying to put their paradigm onto you. And you have the right to reject or accept that. It's up to you to say, okay, well, I'm going to go with this and we're going to accept this as reality, or I'm not going to go with this. I'm not going to accept this as reality. And I think that's one of the important factors that you always have to remember. I think one of the things that Leni said is so important, that she said she's been through so much that she just didn't want her daughter to have to go through the same thing. And I think, I find that the hardest thing. How do we don't want the next generation to have to go through all the trials and tribulations that we went through. That was one of the reasons I started Femigod, because I went through so much on my spiritual journey that I just, I learned incredibly beautiful lessons, but I'm a little hard-headed. So the universe had to smack me around a little bit and teach me the hard way a lot of times. So I figured there's got to be a better way. Going through all this, there's got to be a better way. But that begs the question, they say experience is the best teacher. So how do we learn without the experience? How do we really soak in those life lessons without going through the trials and tribulations? A lot of times, like Deirdre said, there are life lessons and we have to go through them to get the experience. But one of the things I found for me is when you really resonate with somebody and you respect them, and they can instill certain thoughts and ideals into you, then they're almost weighted as much as experience, So it's very important that we have discussions like this with such incredible women, so that people can see, like, okay, I respect this. I resonate with this person. They're telling me the same thing that I always believed deep down in my heart, even though the rest of society was telling me I was wrong or I was crazy or I didn't know what I was talking about. That one belief system of somebody else that you respect, that resonate with you, can carry so much weight and so much impact. It's almost like you did get the experience because you're learning from their experience. And so if you can find the people that you really respect and resonate with you and create an open dialogue, that's one of the reasons we wanted to do this panel, is that you could see, there's a variety of women you can reach out to. There's a variety of people that may share your similar ideals and belief system that can empower you along the way when you're younger. Because like I said, that, there's something said for getting that respect from the older generation when you're young. That's really what the youth is craving. And as other women said, a lot of times they don't get that at home. They don't get that from their parents. They don't get that from their teachers. So it's like, where do you go? Where do you go when you're just looking for respect and validation from somebody that's been on the planet longer than you, and you have no way to get that? And I think building this community and creating this and letting everybody speak their truth so that they can empower the next generation is crucial, because we all have a voice inside of us. Like Leni said, we're all here put for a reason. We all have a light inside of us. And how do we ignite that spark inside of us so it can just continue to grow? Well, we have to get some sort of validation. We have to connect with some sort of people that have been here longer than us, that have walked the path that we're trying to walk, and can say, like, look, you can be an author. You have it in you. I was the same thing you were doing when you were age, I was doing my age. You can be a coach. You can be a healer. I see what I have in you. And that validation is almost a substitute for experience of going through trials and tribulations. And I think, that's so important. If we can create that line of mentorship and a chain and a link throughout history where we can pass down this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, then that's the crucial essence of removing that trauma and pain, because you went through that so somebody else didn't go through it, didn't have to go through that. And I think that is the biggest thing we can do, is pass that knowledge in to the next generation and give them the validation of what you're doing is okay. You may not see the results instantly. It takes time, but I've been there too. And it worked out for me. And I know it's going to work out for you. And sometimes that's all they need to hear. I have so many great mentors that when I'm feeling down or when I just need that extra boost of like confidence, I show them something I've done and they're like, brother, that's, incredible. And it changes everything for you. So I think that's why it's so important. I mean, reach out to these women, connect with them, and learn what they have to offer. Express to them what you have to offer and connect and collaborate and become empowered.
Wow. Listening to each and every one of you, I am just hoping that the audience is really taking some notes, because there are PowerPoints here this morning that could help so many people. So I do hope you're taking your notes. It's essential that you really take these notes, because these notes are tools that could really help our young women move forward with their lives. A home environment for a young girl. What home environment are we really giving these young girls? Many times we are parents, we're not even healed. We as parents need to start to work on ourselves with the healing process, so we can able to be that rock for our daughters. We can able to empower them, because if we not empowered, how could we empower them? How could we share with them? How could we give them the tools that they really need to navigate through life? So we as parents, we really need to start to work on ourselves. If there are areas in our lives that we need to heal, we really need to go within and start that healing process. Because our younger generation, they are looking to us, at us. What are we tolerating? What are we doing with our life? They're looking at us. So we really need to start with, if you're a mother, whatever you are, start that healing process so that our younger generation could see the beauty and understand what is healing. They can understand how to really move forward in life as a goddess. Do they really understand what is a goddess? Who is a goddess? Do they really understand that language? How can we help them to understand that language? Do they understand what is feminine energy? Do they understand what is leadership? Do they understand what is charisma? Do they understand what is presence? How can they show up in the world and to be of service? Do they really understand that? What are we really teaching them? That is why we have to come together as a community. We have to collaborate so we could able to empower these young girls as they navigate, because the pressure outside is really tough. It's tough, tough, tough. We know it because we walk that path and we know the pressure. It's rough, and it's even rougher now because it's a different generation altogether. So that is why we got to get these tools for these young girls. And as Laura rightly said, we got to get a shield. You know, we got to get that shield. So when anything come up, these young girls could have that shield, and they could able to shield themselves and understand that whatever is coming up against them, that's not them. That is what we have to help them to understand, that language. And as Leni said also, that whatever people, our society are projecting upon these young girls, we got to help them to understand that's not them. We got to equip them to understand that, you know what, whatever this person is saying about me, that is not me. Whatever this person is saying about me, that is not me. We got to help them to understand that whatever people are projecting, that is what they have within their lives. And they're using you as a projector for themselves. We got to help them to understand that language. So today, this panel really bring it home. We got to do this again. We got to do this again. And, you know, as we said in the initial stage of our meet and greet conversation, we got to do this every month.
I agree. I think as we build a community with and through Femigod and this panel, so moms and aunts and even fathers and grandparents start to know, listen in, record it, check it on YouTube, show up live. You have now a place to learn new skills, to what I say, create a living library, right? Information in, empower yourself.
Yes.
They will have a place now that they can go to and listen and learn and practice. And really, as everyone has said here, go in the mirror, practice it if you're getting bullied, if you're a bit insecure. And I want to just give a shout out to the word fear. So at the Science of Empowerment, we don't use that word. So we have an acronym for it. So for all the young girls out there, I always want you to remember this. If you get a little bit scared, little bit of fear comes up, it's okay. But I want you to challenge yourself to own your power and remember, forever empowered and resourceful. You are always in the power seat if you so choose it. Even if you are a little bit scared or you're in fear, you now have the resources. You have all these amazing mentors that have taken time to seed these new thoughts in you, to remind you, you are empowered. You are the goddess. Regardless of what has kind of shaken that tree, you are the base. You have everything you need inside of you to really expand your mind, expand your light, and go forth into this world and be a leader.
Wow. And also just listening to what Karen's saying there, it's like those of you who are listening now and in later time in the field, in the quantum field, you know, it's all happening at the same time. But if you've been given any tools today that you want to practice, even stepping out of the way of a bully, doing your NLP and saying, why did you say that, as you look at the space that they attacked, or using your heart as a medicine, as a way to release any of the tools we've talked about today, if you practice them and if you can share with us in a month's time when we all regroup what you did and how you handled it, maybe you can email us, email Femigod, let us know. Wow, Leni, I tried that. Wow, Karen, I did that. Wow, Deirdre. I mean, I was even thinking if you could give us what was your one-liner to deal with those things. Yeah. And then I would be very happy. I know in Anam Activations, in the work that we do, we're very happy to gift you a session with us. Yes. If you found this helpful today, our sessions are available. You know, this is what we do. We're here to help all these women listening in. So we want to hold you accountable for the things we've taught you today. Come back, share with us, tell us how it's changed your life. That's how the magic happens. And that's why we build this community, because each one reach one to each one teach one. And everybody starts buzzing. Hey, I learned this in Femigod. I want to show you this, and do it in the playground, do it in the office, do it in the street. But if we can use this information to help you become the best version of you, then we're really doing God's work.
Yes. Yes.
And one last thing I'd just like to add to that, if you know, getting started now, if you are at the beginning of, okay, I'd like to try some of these things, there's been a lot of ideas and a lot of different tools. So maybe chunk it down, choose one thing that you've really resonated with and work on that for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and just chunk everything down, because it can be quite overwhelming when you're wanting to change a lot of things in one go. Chunk things down, take it nice and easy. And if you could do nothing else, even but just like sit for 1 minute a day with yourself, just be present for 1 minute, turn the phone off or go into another room and just sit in your body for 1 minute and just tune in. That's how you get to know yourself as well. So there's so much to do, and I think it's a fantastic idea, Leni, to come back and in a month's time and let us know how what you've found helpful.
Well, just on that, it takes 21 days to build a habit. So you can start from now and look at your calendar and go, okay, within 21 days, I will have broken an old pattern, an old habit, and share with us, what was that thing, that very simple thing you did? We're here to help. We want to be of service. Anyway. Wow.
And I'm going to empower even one layer up or under or around with that. It takes one thought to shift into an empowered mind. So even the thought of beginning to acquire or try on the stillness and connecting to the presence of self, or any skill or any word that resonated, that one thought already is going to start to shift your mind and your life. It's going to begin to expand your experience of living an empowered life.
Yes. Christine?
From my standpoint, what we've done here is we are the bearers of the seeds.
Yes.
What everybody who is listening to this is the open field that is going to take those seeds. They're going to use rainwater, maybe some tears, a little bit of sunshine, and from that, you are going to grow the beautiful flower field that you truly are. And that's coming from the Paco world. You are the bearer of the light. So we bless you.
Yes.
And I sincerely, sincerely want you to know how much you are loved by listening to this.
Yes.
From this whole panel.
Yes.
Yes, truly. I think, a lot of times we have so many hesitations and reservations. And it's like, should I do this? Should I take the initial step? And, it's up to you to realize that you have the power in you, and reach out, come to Femigod, connect, reach out to these women and take the opportunity, because they can empower you with what you already have inside of you and help you recognize that voice. Sometimes, like you said, you have to give ourselves permission, but sometimes we need a little bit of an outside factor, a little bit of a push to give us the permission. And we have many women that can come help you, coach you, and help you get to where you want to be in life. So reach out, come connect with us, and let's build together. Let's build this community. Let's build up, and let's raise the vibration of the planet.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Amen.
He nailed it, right? He just cleaned it off.
I think we just created a new
Mic
thing.
drop.
Put that cap there.
So beautiful.
Oh my goodness! No, when the energy feels so good. You know why? Because we are helping humanity. We are helping a younger generation, and the energy feels so good because you know why? We are helping them to see themselves.
Yeah.
And we are helping them to understand the path is not easy. But you know what? As I told Barak in the show we had before, there is an umbrella that you could come under and get that shelter. That you could come under this umbrella and you could feel the love, you could feel the compassion, you could feel the generosity, and that is the beauty. That is where that beauty lies. Go sign up for Femigod. Go and sign up for Femigod, because when you go under that umbrella, you will be nourished. The food that is going to be given to you, it's nourishment. That food will take you for the rest of your life. So go sign up and start to eat that food. Go sign up so you could get those tools that you could put in your little toolbox.
Yeah.
That when you're ready, you could always reach in that toolbox and take out that tool and put up that defense.
Yeah.
That you could fight that battle. You could defend yourself whenever that time arrives. So go and sign up for Femigod.
Yeah.
Go under that umbrella. You need that shelter.
Yeah.
Go there. Yes. Go right there and get that shelter. Don't run anywhere else. Go to Femigod and get that shelter. We are a community of women, and we got Baraka's the head.
Yeah. We need to get t-shirts.
Yeah.
Run to Femigod.
We need to get Ballet t-shirts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Run to
got you.
Femigod. We could give you the food that you need. We could give you the tools that you need. So whenever there is a rainy day, you know you got an umbrella that's going to shelter you. So just go under that umbrella and you're going to be sheltered.
Yeah.
I just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to sit on this panel this morning and to give us some really good tools that we could help our younger women. Help us, this younger generation of women who are rising up now, and help them to really understand they look within themselves, use their gut instinct to defend themselves. Know that when somebody projects something on them, they will understand that's not them. So thank you so much, each one of you, for taking that time to sit with us this morning. And I really want to give each one of you an opportunity to leave something with us before we go.
Go ahead, ladies.
Leave something with us.
Okay. So I'm just feeling this, just get a sense of everybody just take a nice deep breath into their heart. Give themselves permission to really be the best version of themselves from this point on. Anchor it into the earth. Let Mother Earth feel your connection through the soles of your feet down into her loving embrace. You're never alone. That we are a tribe. We all are here to help each other. And we're all very, very connected. We are not separated. We're not living in polarities and dualities. That's all a distraction. You are truly connected to one love. And this is wholeness. You're moving back into wholeness, where you are perfectly loved, accepted just as you are right now. There's nothing for you to fix or change. You're already perfect, whole and beautiful. And we're here through the loving holy breath, just breathing into your body. Just allow yourself to be in this beautiful, beautiful Femigod community, to be seen. We see you. We see you. And we want to help you, and we're here to support you, dear sisters.
Lovely.
Just really feel your womb connecting into the earth. You know, womb, woman. It is what makes you truly this goddess on this earth, is your femininity. So just get a sense of your womb and just feel a beautiful silver cord going down from your womb into the heart, crystal heart of Mother Earth. And the more you can anchor through the breath and that visual into that crystal heart of Mother Earth, you are never, ever, ever alone. And we are here. We are here. So just connect, breathe, and reach out. And it starts right now. and it's going to affect all future daughters of this planet. So today, thank you, sisters, thank you, brothers, thank you, everybody, for tuning in and loving the earth that we're on as a band, as a united front. We're together. We're never, ever having to suffer alone ever again. This is it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Leni. Thank you.
Thank you, Leni.
Thank you, Deirdre. Thank you, Barak.
Thank
you, Christine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Anaiki koyaiki, arupchai sonfu life. A blessing of a dove from my heart to yours.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm going to simply say, do not glance at the power, become the power.
Yes.
And I just want to say, you've got this. You're never going to be. You don't need to be alone for any of this. So, thank you for tuning in, everybody, and see you soon.
See you soon.
And always remember that you have the power inside of you. And all we're here to do is bring it out. You know, always remember the power of the divine feminine. And the greatest thing they can do to trick you is to get you to neglect that, because that's where your power resides. And once you tap into that, you'll tap into unlimited possibilities.
Yeah. Nice. All right.
Now, to all the young women out there, young girls, you are not alone.
Nope.
You are not alone.
We're here.
Reach out to any one of us in this panel here. We are here to help you.
Absolutely.
We will give you that space and give you that space that you could voice what's inside of you. Reach out to us. All our information is in the comments below. Just reach out to us. You're not alone. You're not in this fight alone. Reach out. We are here for you. We love you, and we are here for you.
Love you all.
Love you all.
Thank you so much
for joining us today. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. See you guys on Friday. Thank you so much to the panel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karen.
See you guys soon.
Thank you.